stop. Life continued playing tricks with me while I wanted to identify the ball while I was a girl. For you who did not watch my first episode of Battling with Gender Dysphoria, you can go back and watch the first part as you go here to see how my life continued while I was struggling with identifying as my birth gender. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. Yeah. Like we saw in my first video how I struggled with dysphoria in the childhood, it continued as I grew up, and when I grew up I just became wild. I was so angry at myself, I was depressed, I could not believe I was stuck in a body that wasn't mine. In my mind I thought there was someone in me who is not what the world is saying. Now this anger grew into some hard rage that was hard to get rid of. Everything I was doing felt not enough. I felt unappreciated. I felt ugly. I wasn't considering myself as a beautiful girl because of what had gone in my life while I was growing up. I continued struggling in my gender, and I made a lot of mistakes in relationships, in my career, in my family. I was angry at everyone for no reason. I felt as if I was in some world that I was not supposed to be in. I felt I was in a different world. I was the man who was in a different world than the usual. Even when people tried loving me, I didn't feel it was enough because I felt they were loving the wrong person. Dysphoria is dangerous. How I urge you, if you have kids, you have your siblings, kindly watch them, because it's something that starts as a joke and then later turns up into something that is so dangerous and hard. You see some people end up ending their life because of this. Some end up changing their gender when they grow up and they become trans. It does not come all of a sudden. It comes from what they have been going through, and when they start getting pressure and get influenced by their peers when they grow up, they are made to believe that there is a mistake in their body. But parents should look out to their kids and know this is not a mistake. It doesn't come out of blue. Dysphoria grows and grows and grows from the low to the severe stage. As a kid grows up, it becomes more intense and pressuring because someone doesn't feel they are supposed to be here. In most cases, sometimes I looked into myself when I grew up because I was struggling with a lot of things, pressure in relationships. I did not want to be abused as a girl. I remember one day in a relationship, I slapped my boyfriend for calling me mommy. I wanted to be abused as daddy. It was insane. That's what I can say. It was something insane, but it's something that it's like a joke. When you hear it, you think it's easy. You think it's like something to laugh about, but it's not simple because there is someone who is I take it like a demon, like being possessed, because you're struggling with your own gender, with your own self. It's like an inner battle. So when I looked into a lot of things after all these failures, I found out that there are things that influence someone to struggle more during this gender dysphoria. A lot, like for example, the childhood trauma. For example, when someone doesn't feel appreciated, like you are there, you never tell your child they are beautiful. What they hear is from their community, their society, their friends at school, their peers, calling them ugly, calling them not enough, calling them a lot of things, and they think it's a joke. When these things get into a child's body, in a child's brain, they process it and they are convinced they are not what their birth gender is telling them to be. So you gotta watch them as they grow up. Another thing that I spelled out is I think something like hormonal balance. To some extent I thought maybe Some there is some hormones that are not balancing enough, and maybe there are some male hormones. I don't have clinical evidence or biological evidence yet, but I think there are some hormones that are known to like balancing the body, where the male hormones are taking over the female body. And at this point, when you're struggling with this, I urge you try some hormone therapy, because I think this also influences the body. You may be a girl, but your body is asking for, is like taking you as a male, because there are some hormones that are not balanced in your body. So I came to conclusion with that, and actually it helped me when in my struggle after like going into a severe depression because of genetic dysphoria. I tried therapy, and I tried this hormone therapy, and my hormones were not balancing. And guess, if you're struggling with this, try out this. Another thing is like isolation. Isolation brings a lot of mind. It's like when you close yourself in a cage, you are alone, and all your demons are there to advise you and tell you this, tell you that, tell you you're not enough, tell you you are not a guy, tell you you are not a boy, a lot of things. So avoid isolation. If you're struggling with genetic dysphoria, avoid this. Avoid isolation. It's not good for you. Then there is the environment. You can consider changing the environment you're living in. Most of the environments are toxic, and when they are toxic, it can affect you and how you feel about yourself. Work, at work, some people address me as a boy, some people address me as a girl. This really confused me. I recently that I started, there is something they call a tomboy. I don't know if you heard about it. When you see some girls and like want you to identify as boys in the way they dress, in the way they talk, in the way they walk. Yeah, I didn't want to call myself that. I found it like it wasn't interesting for me, but people address it like that way. So I started wearing male clothes. I started wearing male shoes. You could look in my closet and you'll never find a heel. You could look in my closet and never found a dress or skirt, and everything you could see are male panties, trousers, shirts, white shirts, everything. But still, it wasn't enough. I could wear them, but inside I felt my body was convincing me that you are a girl. And then my feelings, what I feel inside was telling me you are a boy. I was confused. I was confused. And then wherever I wear those male clothes, I just started getting criticism. This criticism made it like wild for me. I felt so bad. I felt so angry. I felt unwanted. I felt left out. I I convinced myself, and when I wore this, I felt at peace. But then the society, not everyone, but some, there is always some negative person. They can say, oh, yeah, you're smart, but you're not a boy. Yeah, you're smart, but that doesn't suit you. Yeah, you could be more smart. So it was all confusing, and I was exhausted. It took me into some serious depression. I felt bad about myself. When I was working, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I wanted to be in my own world. I felt no, this is not a place for me. So I started closing myself in the house, and I was not moving. I just slept the whole day. I didn't care if I ate or not. I didn't care what to do. The good thing, I didn't try anything like drugs, because if I did, it would get worse. Because some people resort to drugs when they're going through this hard time. They resort to drugs and what. But luckily, I didn't. I thank God for that. So when time went on and I started even in relationship, one day I was like dating this guy, and he was like, oh, we got a breakup. I was like, oh, why? He said, because you're a man. Oh, I'm a man. How? He couldn't explain, but I think it's to me. When I started processing it was like the boy in me was taking over me, and I could not like control him, because I started to be visible, which was not a good sign at all. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm a man. All right. So it's continued like disturbing me, even as done this program is serious. It's very serious. What you should do to the people who are struggling with that they find themselves is not to criticize them, is not to crucify them, is not to criminalize them. These people need help. This is some serious mental health issue that needs to be addressed. This is the issue that someone has no control about. This is something that someone it does not just come like that. It doesn't like come out or like come out because this is what this person did, but this person is influenced by I call it the demon inside that is convincing them. You are not this, you are not this. These people need help. These people need to be hugged. We need to be hugged by then. I needed to be hugged and told, you were enough, you're beautiful. It does not mean you are supporting them. These people need your help. And if you don't help them, you'll be sorry when your community, your kid is turning out into something that is embarrassing and disappointing because you did not give them the support they needed. Gender dysphoria is something that has been ignored, especially in our community. But it's a time bomb. You just watch your kids when they're growing up. Watch how they live. You have a kid, how they are boys, but they love wearing dresses. They put on makeup. These kids don't just do these things out of blue. There is something that is pushing them. These are the kids. These are the men you find. They are grown up and they're wearing makeup. They are grown up and they're wearing stuff. They wear clothes. These are the girls that grow up and then they start calling themselves tomboys. But there is something inside that grow up with them. It does not just come all of a sudden. These people need help. I'm talking about the people struggling with gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria refers to when someone is born, it's like denying or is failing to identify as their birth gender. If she was born a girl but she wants to identify as a boy, if she was born a boy, she wants to identify as a girl. This is a mental health issue that needs to be well taken care of. When I grew up into a woman, this is the final step that helped me feel love. Love these people. When someone is struggling with dysphoria, gender dysphoria, the most important thing they need is love and acceptance. I was loved the right way. I was like, this person came into my life and supported me, never for once judged me or criticized me. Actually, by that time I was dressing as a boy and I was what you call tomboy. And then what this person said, it was like, oh, yeah, you're smart. And then this person started buying me more male clothes. Actually, even donated me some of these shirts to me and trousers, the male trousers and the shirts. So I dressed these clothes. And then when I dressed these clothes, I started feeling, oh yeah, even I'm wearing this, I'm not this. Um, I'm a girl. I started getting that feeling because someone supported me in this. It was like a step by step. I remember this particular one. You say, oh, you are so smart, but you are queen. You have to complete your dress. A queen, there is only one thing missing on your crown. It's the dress. I was like, oh, yeah. It was like, oh, you're beautiful, you're queen, but your crown misses the dress. You should wear a dress. But he did not stop by me the Mercury, so give me the Mercury. So every time I like all these clothes, so I always had a reminder, my promise is a place, my promise is a place. I was like, oh, okay. So slowly by slowly, I started like changing and embracing my womanhood because I started feeling beautiful from inside. I started feeling accepted. I started feeling loved. So slowly started getting. I bought my first dress and then yeah, and I wore it willingly. There is in the past where I was wearing the women clothes, but that wasn't me. I wasn't there. But this time I started like embracing my womanhood. I started feeling beautiful and work. So slowly by slowly, I started getting rid of male clothes and give them away. I started embracing my womanhood. I started applying makeup. making my hair. There is a style, a particular style that I was making that could make me like look like a male. These red balls, the what, and I don't put them together. I leave them hanging, and it gave me that swag that I wanted to feel as well. So I started like getting rid of these things. I started when I make my hair, I started putting it together. I started feeling beautiful again. Yeah. The reason why I told you all of this is because people struggle with gender dysphoria and you don't care to help them. These people need help, these people need love, these people need a lot of things. This is my story and this is how I survived gender dysphoria. Okay, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, help me subscribe and tell me what you think about this whole story. And you can leave a comment in the comment section if you have struggled through this, if you are still struggling with gender dysphoria, you don't feel enough, you feel left out, you feel you are failing to identify as your birth gender. You are not alone. You are not alone. And I want to tell you this, you are beautiful. You